What's going on, people? It's been a while, huh? I haven't shot a video in like 3 months now. I've just been crazy video. It's been so long since I shot a video that I forgot how to work the damn camera. I actually am reshooting this video now because I was literally talking to the camera because I thought it was on record, but it was on photo mode. So I was talking to an empty, not important. Anyways, it's been a while, right? It's been a while because I've been taking on more clients lately. I actually hired 3 new people in the last 3 months. Really good growth for the company. Been a lot of time training them, trying to get them up to speed to manage clients. It's a big process. Anyone who's ever trained people, an incredibly big process actually. It's actually crazy. You know, when you get into this game as a consultant and start taking on clients, you don't really think about these little administrative things like managing teams, managing people, training, you know, invoicing, billing, all this like business related stuff, right? Like I'm a fucking marketer, man. I just want to sell shit online. Dealing with these little headaches, it's a nightmare. It's not what I'm wired to do. But anyways, I'm hoping to get back on track now, creating some video. I actually was trying to do a video series before. This is before I knew who Gary Vee was. I was doing a video series called Ask Ryan. Then all of a sudden this dude just started butt raping the internet with his videos for Ask Gary Vee. So I actually stopped doing it because to me, there's nothing worse than unoriginality. But I want to start creating more videos because it's the easiest way for me to communicate, the easiest way for me to create content. And it takes me a long time to write those long blog posts. And I just don't have the time right now. So I want to start creating more videos. You know, the open question format is cool, you know, but what I really want to do is just kind of troll social media, troll forums, troll blog posts, pick up some hot topics that are going around and then address them, give you my point of view, and then hopefully get some engagement and debate going on these videos themselves. So one of the things that I want to talk about today, well, the only thing I want to talk about today, sorry, I'm having a colada. It's 4:30 in the afternoon. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this shit. It's Cuban rocket fuel. It's the shit. If you've never been to Miami, come down to Miami, get some colada. Your balls will be on fire. But anyways, I want to talk about something that I saw. I was tagged in a post yesterday about it. Somebody actually pinged me a couple days ago about it. And it's about managing clients, retaining clients, and what to do for free, what not to do for free, what to charge for, and how to add that extra value to keep people on long term. And this is an especially hot issue with SEO agencies and younger SEO agencies and people trying to make that transition from, you know, either the job that they hate or consultant to agency owner. Something that I actually just went through this year, you know, being a consultant and now going to a full-blown agency owner. So I'm going through this process too. So there's a couple of things that I can speak to you guys to maybe help you out along your path as well. And the biggest thing really is retaining clients. It's a really huge issue because a lot of young SEO agencies especially, they'll go for the month-to-month contract option as opposed to the long-term deal. And it's not a bad idea. I'm actually month-to-month with a lot of my clients still just because I do a lot of link building. And, you know, I prefer to do a good job, right? I mean, as opposed to locking them into a contract, I just prefer to do a number of these things that I'm going to talk to you about today to help me retain them and not even really have to worry about contracts, because the truth of the matter is, guys, these contracts, they're toilet paper, right? They're free to wipe your ass with. It's not worth going into litigation or arbitration over $1,500 to $10,000 a month. It's not worth the legal fees. It's not worth the headache. It's not worth the pain in the ass. So most of the time what happens is if your client, even they're on a year contract, if it's just $2,000 a month, it's most of the time not even worth it. Now, I've actually been through this process with an ex-partner, so I can tell you firsthand that contracts, they don't do as much as you think they do because you really realize how shitty the US legal system is, especially when you start going through it. So the bottom line is that contracts are great. They're great if you want to get your business valued. I mean, to get a 12-month contract across all clients would be awesome because my business valuation would be 10 times what it is, but I'm not looking to sell. I'm never selling. Fuck that. Kidding. That's not, that's not true, but it's the truth. I mean, like a contract really only helps with business valuation and getting your business valued for investment and stuff like that. If you're not interested in that, then it doesn't really apply to you. And there's a number of things that you can do to help retain clients. So I know you've been dragging this out. So I want to share 6 things that I use that I've really learned the hard way about how to retain clients and build better relationships with them and get over that, you know, 1 month or 2 month and gone or rank and bank and then dip type situation. So number 1 is setting the expectations up front. Always, always, always have a conversation with the client if possible. I know a lot of times, especially when you get into bigger type contracts, they're just going to send you an RFP and you're not going to have that opportunity to talk to them. but try and dig into it. Try and get in contact with somebody and ask them what their goals are. It's incredibly important because it's not always about rankings. It's not always about revenue. It's not always about whatever. It could just be a branding campaign, right? I mean, you really need to understand what is important to them so you can set expectations up front, because those expectations go all the way down the line. And if you can continuously meet their expectations month after month, you can kind of waive that contract and it doesn't really matter, right? All that really matters is that you're continuously providing them value. If you can do that, if you can make yourself so indispensable and be so good that they have to pay you, they don't have a choice because they can't live without you, that's the ideal situation. And you need to dig into what their goals and KPIs are. I shit you not, the first thing I do with any prospective client, I pick up the phone and I say, what can I do for you? Tell me about your goals. Where do you want your business to be in 5? It's almost like a job interview, right? I mean, just kind of reverse engineering what people ask you on a job interview. It's the same type of thing. You got to get to know them and get to know them as a person to really understand how you can provide value to them month after month after month, year over year. So number 1 is setting expectations with them and digging into their goals. Number 2 is building out a project plan and a proper proposal. Now, I know I put some proposal on the web a couple months ago. I actually don't even use that anymore. What I use now is actually much more in depth. And what I do now is I build out a plan step by step in the proposal. Because what this does, even if I'm pitching a month-to-month link building contract, or really just a month-to-month link building agreement, I make sure to build it out so it's not only month 1 I'm doing this, month 2 we want to do this, month 3 we want to do this, but it's day 1, day 2, day 3. Every single day I try and build out some sort of plan with an hourly schedule for my team to work on, so the client can understand what we're working on. And because when they're paying you a lot of money, they want to make sure that they're getting a return for what they're paying you for. So taking the time, it's a pain in the ass to build out a detailed project plan for the proposal by the hour, by the day, to plan out what you're going to do and how you're going to deliver long-term for them. Because when they see that marketing is not just a month-to-month thing, that it's a day-to-day thing, it's an hourly, it's an ongoing process, you have to show that to them, because most people don't know that, especially if your proposal is 2 pages long in a Word document that says, we're going to deliver this, this, and this, $5,000 a month. First of all, if somebody pitched that to me, I would tell them to go fuck themselves. First of all, that's just me. Second of all, if you don't have that plan built out to show them how you're going to deliver value time over time, because most deliverables especially for SEO agencies that I see are like, we're going to rank you first for your keywords, we're going to drive more traffic. Once you do that, then what? And then you get to that point 6 months down the line or 2 months down the line, you did a great job, you ranked them, and then all of a sudden they're like, you met your deliverables, I don't really need you anymore because you didn't display that up front. So number 1, set expectations up 2. Number 2, build out a project plan, a detailed project plan up front as a part of the proposal to show them how you're going to meet their expectations and deliver that over time long term, okay? Number 3 is being responsive. This is something that it drives me crazy. I mean, I honestly, I learned this the hard way. I actually lost a client 2 months ago. About 2 months ago. It was just a pay-per-click client. I'm the organic guy. I have a pay-per-click guy in-house, but I was traveling that day. I was leaving the country, and 2 months ago I didn't have the team that I have right now, and the guy was trying to get in touch with me about a landing page that we built for him. He wasn't comfortable with the way that his brand was portrayed, and he fired us because I didn't pick up the phone all day, and even though I was traveling, and I was traveling for personal reasons too, but at the end of the day, clients don't care. They're paying you for a service. They need you to be responsive. So I learned that lesson the hard way. And now I make it an absolute point to answer a client's email the second that we all have our email open all day, right? I know it's a pain in the ass, but get on Skype, get on email, pick up your phone, text them, whatever you need to do to let them know that you're there, because just letting them know that you're there and that you're working, it's peace of mind. I outsource work all the time, and when I outsource work, it drives me nuts when I don't know that that person is, they claim that they're doing something at an hourly rate, but I don't see shit. But when you communicate with them and when you do detailed project work and you show them what you're doing and show them what you're delivering, it's like doing your, in high school when you're showing your work on a math problem, right? If you're showing that you're doing work, you're being responsive, you're being communicative, it's going to take care of a lot more problems. And that kind of piggybacks into the next point, which is talking about showing your work, right? I mean, doing the detail work. Everything that we do is completely open and shared. We actually do everything in Google Drive. So everything the client can see. And it, like that tied in with the increased communication through my email, through phone. I mean, it's all that they really need. It cuts back on the monthly reporting. It cuts back on the phone calls to them saying, hey, you know, it's month 2. What did you do this month? All they need to do is go in and do that work. And the thing is that I know that you're doing the hard work. You really are, right? I mean, just record it. I mean, even the little things, like if you just, you know, change the name on their Google Plus page, just open a spreadsheet and record it so they can see that with the date and the hours that it took. So all they need to do is just run down the checklist and see all the work that you're doing for them. These are the things that can help you retain clients, because when you show them the amount of work that you're doing for them, me of all people, I know how hard you're working, right? It's not just like how it was anymore, especially for SEO, where you're just buying links and that page ranks. There's so much work that goes into it. Just show it. I mean, just develop an open workflow, figure something out to increase communication with that client. I promise you they're going to see a lot more value in your work. So number 1, we talked about being upfront. The fuck did I say? Talked about setting expectations, building a project plan. 3, being responsive. 4, showing your work like high school, just showing the amount of work that you're doing. Number 5, this is something that, you know, was going through on the forum today, which brought about this whole topic for this video, and it's adding value. And the question that was going on was, some guy posted about how, you know, he thinks he should be doing things for free, and then it started this whole debate about whether or not to do stuff for free on spec work and all this stuff. And honestly, I mean, it's a double-edged sword, right? I mean, I definitely agree that doing some work for free is good for the client, but also, dude, I mean, your time is your biggest asset, especially for me. I don't work for free, I can't. But there are certain scenarios where you can work for free to add more value, as long as it doesn't take up too much of your time or cut into too much of your revenue. And this is a perfect example that I use. You know, around month 3 or 4, I generally hit a wall with clients about, you know, link building, content, whatever it is that we're doing for them. I have a backup plan in the back of my mind of extra added value that I can do for them. And usually what I'll do is just develop some sort of like custom brand templates for them. If you don't have a designer, you can just go on Fiverr, you know, and get somebody to design like a custom blog post template, a custom Facebook header. These little tiny things that cost you $5 and 10 minutes of your time go an incredibly long way to delivering value for a client. Another client that I'm doing content management for, and link building, you know, I'm actually dipping into the retainer. I'm paying a content writer, you know, $100 a month to write 2 blog posts for them, and they're good blog posts. I mean, taking $100 out of my budget, you know, it's free work, but it adds that extra bit of value, because at the end of the month, you know, I don't know how many links I'm really going to deliver for them, but if I can say, hey, you know, we built 20 links, we got 2 blog posts on there, we promoted that blog post through social, we did some custom graphics for you. I mean, you're just looking at how much more value is being added, and now these people are saying, okay, you know, this isn't just about link building, you're like an extra employee, you're like that overachiever that I never had, right? And these are the things that, you know, if you have a team, you can give it to your team. If you have a cheap outsourcer, give it to them. They're little things that don't take a lot of time or money that you can really add an extra lot of value to your clients for. And finally, actually 2 more things, this just came to my mind. So that was number 5. This is number 6. Deliver on your motherfucking promises. Do a good job. This should go without saying, but take pride in your work. Take so much pride in your work. This should be number 1 in all, really, but you should take so much pride in your work. You should really want to do a good job. If you're taking on clients, if you're accepting people's money, make it personal. Make it about proving everything, right? You want to do a good job. It should go without saying, and I realize there's a lot of things outside of your control, but a lot of these things can just be figured with working an extra hour or 2 a day to figure it out, right? I mean, if a client's ranking is not punching up, go out and do some link research yourself, find some prospects, send them an email, write the post yourself, and get them a guest post, right? These are little things that you can do to just bust your ass to add more value and deliver on your promises and just make it happen, right? I mean, a lot of marketing is just elbow grease, right? It's just a lot of pain in the ass work that the client can't do, so they hire you to do. So just do it, just get it done. So that's that. Finally, just be a human, man. I mean, one thing that will never ever go out of style is people, right? People do business with people that they like. That's it. So I mean, I'm not saying that you got to send your client flowers or, you know, funny text messages and shit, but just be cool with them, man. I mean, like, trying to understand that it's a human relationship, right? I mean, don't, you know, again, it goes back to being responsive. There's a whole lot of things, but it's just one of those things where, you know, just be good to your client, be cool with them, you know, try and make them happy in any way possible, you know, just show them that you're doing work, all the things that we talked about. Just be a human being, man, because I'm telling you, the one thing with all this technology and social and people being balls deep in their phones all the time that will never ever go out of style is people skills. People do business with people they like, period, because there's a million other people out there that can do exactly what we can do for a less cost, but people will hire you because they like you. So just be cool, try and build a relationship with a client in any way possible. You know, obviously that starts with doing a good job. That should go without saying. But after that, try and build some sort of relationship so it makes them harder to let you go. And they want to pay you, right? They want to keep you around because they like having you around because you provide so much extra value. So, whew, man, that video is fucking long, huh? A lot longer than I thought it was gonna be. I was trying to keep it short, but I got off on a rambling. Again, this damn Cuban coffee got me going. So hopefully you like this video. I'm trying to do a lot more of these things. This will probably turn into a blog post. Hopefully you'll see it on some major blog as some shit and you can say, I saw that thing first. But, you know, go ahead and engage, man. I do want to get more involved and engage when I have time. So I'm going to post it on YouTube. I'm going to post it on Facebook. Leave your comments. Leave your top tips for maintaining clients. These are just what I have. I am by no means the guru on this. Again, I'm still new to this whole scene and learning as I go and just sharing it with you guys. So please leave your comments, leave your tips. Feel free to tell me I'm full of motherfucking shit and tell me why. Make sure you tell me why. But that's it. I'll see you guys next time.